Good with y'all boys, man. We back with another video, my nigga. We coming with a different type of video. Y'all see, I'ma just get out the frame, let y'all see that view real quick, my nigga. I'ma just let y'all see that view real quick. I know it look great, but y'all gotta see when the sun is out. When the sun is out, that shit look crazy. But this is my spot right here. Coming at y'all with a different type of video. Y'all know I like to stand up in my vids, so why not come and stand up at my favorite view? I wanted to come earlier when it was sunny, but shit happened, couldn't work out, but we here still. Hope y'all feeling good today though. Coming at y'all with a quick vid, man. Let's talk. Now I got a couple points to talk to y'all about. As y'all know, game 3 is tonight. We're gonna talk about game 3 predictions. Game 3, now I got Golden State winning tonight. I think Golden State is planning to steal one in Boston, just like how Boston stole one in Golden State. They know that they have to get one in Boston, or even 2, but they know they have to get at least 1, because winning on the road in the playoffs, that gives momentum and it puts pressure on the other team. And Golden State had nothing but experience. So even if they was up 2-0, they would have been planning to get 1 in Boston already. But the fact that they lost the first game in Golden State, they know they have to. They have no choice. So I think they're going to come out firing on all cylinders tonight. I think everyone's going to be focused. I think everyone's going to be playing hard defense. I'm not just writing off the Celtics. I know the Celtics is going to come with some good energy too. I know the Celtics is going to be hitting their shot. I know they're going to be doing what they got to do too, but I think Golden State's experience and their tenacity tonight is going to outweigh what Boston's going to do. So I see Golden State winning tonight. They have to, and they will. I see Curry going off for I see Curry getting 37 tonight. I see Klay. I know Klay's motivated. He's been shooting bad. He knows he has to have one of these crazy games, and he's not going to wait for game 6. Y'all know game 6 Klay is vintage Klay. But Klay not going to wait to game 6 to go off. I think Klay knows he got to show up now. And I know he's been in the gym. I know he's been watching game 6 Klay videos. He's going to be ready tonight. I think tonight's Golden State's night. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, though. The game's starting like what? 30 minutes, 45 minutes, so we're going to see. Speaking of Golden State, though, second point I wanted to talk to you guys about, Steph Curry said he's in his prime. The other day, Steph Curry was on an interview with ESPN with the fire-ass light-skinned girl, Malika Andrews, one of the reporters, one of the main people in the media for ESPN. He was on an interview with her, and he told her that he feels like he's in his prime right now. And I could agree with him, because like I said in my last video, what did I say? I literally said this in my last video. Steph, he looks like he knows what to do, when to do it. He knows when he has to start making shots for his team. He knows when he has to facilitate. He knows when he has to be aggressive and when to cool out. He lets the game come to him now. He doesn't force anything, and he doesn't let defenses face him. Last game, I said he was starting off slow. Boston was coming at him with full energy because it was the beginning of the game. Their focus is to stop Steph Curry, so they was playing hard on him, but he wasn't forcing anything. He was slowing down, letting the game come to him. And throughout the course of the game, you see he was hitting his shots. He let it come to him, and he started giving Boston buckets. He wore them down with time. Certain things that Steph Curry does, I can see that he's a smarter player, and his IQ has shot up way high. So we already knew that he had a crazy skill. We already knew he could make shots at an incredible clip. We already know he has a handle. He could facilitate. He could do it all. He's one of the best guards ever. But now his IQ is starting to get up there, and his experience is starting to show, and he's doing all the right things at the right times. So I could agree Steph Curry's in his prime right now. What is he, 31, 32? He led his team back to the finals without KD. Like, you got to give the man credit. His shot hasn't gone nowhere clearly. He can do it all. Like, I think Steph Curry is in his prime right now. And that's why I say I don't see how people could say that this is his last chance to win a chip and Golden State's window is closing after this year. Golden State could easily win 2 of the next 4 years in the finals. Easy. Curry's in his prime. Golden State, they're not going nowhere. They have their same core pretty much. They have crazy experience, same coach. Nothing's going to change. They have a deep roster. Like, I see Golden State being a problem in the next at least 4 or 5 years. Next thing I wanted to talk about, Draymond's comments. Now, last night, I seen Draymond. He was talking about how old heads always want to say that back in the day, the game was more physical and players are nowadays are way too soft. They wouldn't last back then. It's a whole different game now. It's a cupcake league. And Draymond fired back and he said a lot of old heads, they like to make it seem like everything was all physical and everybody back then was getting punched on, getting physical. It wasn't always like that. He said that there were certain players like Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer, that used to take you out, tackle you in midair, try to end you. Like one of their main focuses was to hurt you, so you could be a non-factor. But there was only certain players that was doing that. Not everybody was doing that. So he was basically trying to say that people that played back in the days, 80s, 90s, they try to make it seem like everyone in the league was like that. Everyone was greedy. Everyone was bullies. It wasn't like that. The game was more physical back then, but not everybody was playing physical like that. Not everybody had that cutthroat mentality. Take everybody out, take people out of the air when they're going up. Straight physical, hard foul all the time. It wasn't always like that. There was a lot of people back then getting bullied. And Draymond has a point, because that is facts. Not everybody was doing that shit like how the Detroit Pistons was. And really the only reason the Pistons was doing that because of the Jordan rules. If the Pistons wasn't going against the Bulls and they didn't have to deal with such a fucking GOAT and Michael Jordan, they probably wouldn't have been playing that aggressive, but they had no choice. And they knew that the rules helped them do that. So back then, it wasn't all straight physicality. It was harder. You got away with more, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you could take the players nowadays, put them back then, they're just going to get bullied. That's not going to happen because, for one, the players nowadays are way more skilled, which is what Draymond was saying. And all that physicality shit don't really matter, bro. If niggas putting the ball in the bucket, that's really what matters. And he has a point when he says that. Like, he also said, I'm just running down all his points. And I agree with him. So that's why I'm just running down all his points and giving y'all context of what he was saying. Like, Draymond could easily say, oh, people back then weren't as skilled as players nowadays. So players back then wouldn't even see the league nowadays, which is facts. Nigga, there was mailmen. There was fucking niggas on the streets. Niggas smoking cigs, crack. There was niggas that basketball was probably their last thing on their priority, last thing on their list that they cared about, making it to the league. They were strictly only there because of their size. Like, the skill back then compared to now is not even comparable. So the same way old heads could say that players nowadays wouldn't last back then because of the physicality, is the same way players nowadays could say players back then could never be in the league now or wouldn't even have a chance at playing basketball at a high level nowadays because of the skill. And that's a fact. Nigga, fouling niggas, being aggressive, punching niggas in the face, that's not gonna get you in the league nowadays. Nowadays, it's about skill and if you a dog. So, everybody's gonna always talk about their era and you could always put an asterisk to people playing this way or how things go this way. People need to stop talking and watch fucking basketball and appreciate greatness, bro. Old heads seem salty because I know what it is. Old heads is salty because nowadays players is making way more money than they was, and they felt like they had to do more back then because there was more physicality back then and people was more gritty back then. So old heads feel like since they had to work harder back then, they should have been getting the same amount of pay as these players. They see these players nowadays making $100 million, getting $200 million contracts. They're like, yo, we had to go. We was in dog fights. We had to like actually play aggressive and be real men out here, and we wasn't making close to the amount of money that they're making nowadays. So I can see why old heads is mad, but bro, your time is up, my nigga. It's called evolution for a reason. Things get better with time, as time goes on. Like, deal with it. Next thing I wanted to talk about was Colin. We talked about Draymond's comments. Let's talk about Colin Cowherd's comments. Colin Cowherd. I don't know how you say that nigga, but I don't even care how you say that nigga's name because he's an idiot. He said John Wall and Russell Westbrook never made a team better. Bro, that's such fucking bullshit. I was literally watching Paul George interview on All the Smoke last night, and he was saying how Paul George was saying how when he got to OKC, he really felt like he could play his game, and that's when his game really elevated because when he was on Indiana, he was a killer. He was trying to get his buckets, yeah, but when he got to when he got to OKC, is where he learned the work ethic. He seen Russell Westbrook's work ethic and how he always went 100% nonstop all the time, whether it's in workouts or in games. He left it all on the floor every time. So Paul George explained that taught him how to work hard and how to stay great in this league. You have to work hard. You have to go 100% all the time, and that's Westbrook. Paul George was an MVP candidate. The only season Paul George ever was considered for MVP was when he played alongside Russell Westbrook. Paul George had his best numbers alongside Russell Westbrook. Paul George really started to get his recognition when he was on OKC because he was killing with Russell Westbrook. And like I said, he mentioned Russell Westbrook in his interview as being one of the reasons why he's so successful and he's such a good player because Russell Westbrook taught him that work ethic, taught him always going at 100%. What's it called? Carmelo Anthony, James Harden. There's so many players you can name that have said Russell Westbrook is a great teammate. Russell Westbrook, there's nothing bad you could say about him. He's a misunderstood player. People see him missing shots, getting turnovers, and they just think that he's trash and base him off that. But they don't know how much work he puts in and how much sacrifice he really has to do. So people need to get off Dick. And John Wall never made nobody better. Have you guys heard anything about the Washington Wizards since John Wall left? Have the Wizards had any type of relevance since John Wall left? No disrespect to Bradley Beal, that's my guy, he's a bucket, but since John Wall left the Wizards, has anybody been talking about the Wizards? Marcin Gortat, the big man that played for the Wizards when John Wall was there. How much money did that nigga get, bro? How much money did Marcin Gortat get? That nigga got paid, bro. Why? Because John Wall was setting that nigga up, making him look like a great big man. Come on, bro. Don't play with me. John Wall was filling up seats in the state's capital in Washington, D.C. John Wall was filling up that stadium, nigga. Niggas was walking through the turnstiles to see John Wall play. Stop it. Come on, bro. This nigga Colin Cowherd's a fucking clown. And I'm glad that he's getting exposed this year for all the dumbass shit that he's been saying. Next thing I wanted to talk about. Donovan Mitchell and Damian Lillard. What's their future gonna be like, bro? Where's they going? Where is Donovan Mitchell and Damian Lillard going? Now, the way that the media outlets, the supposed sources, been posting, it seemed like Donovan Mitchell and Damian Lillard are staying. And their team is trying to get the pieces around them. Now, I don't know if that's going to work because, for one, the Utah, they're going to have to get rid of Gobert first because they got way too many people on contract. They don't have enough money to get a really solid player, so they're going to have to get rid of Gobert. They already got rid of their coach, so that's one step. The Bulls, they'll probably be able to, what's it called? Well, not the Bulls. My fault, y'all. I was thinking about Zach LaVine for a second. But the Trailblazers, they'll have space. They'll have money because they got a bunch of undrafted players. They got a bunch of young people that is not really getting paid much. So they can afford to get people around them. I heard Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine. That's why I said the Bulls because I was thinking about Zach LaVine because Zach LaVine had been mentioned in trade rumors. But I heard Portland been trying to get LaVine or Bradley Beal to play alongside Dame. That is going to work, but that's not going to solve all your problems, bro. Damian Lillard, he ain't old, but he been in Portland for a long-ass time. Been going through trial and error for long enough now. It's time for him to be in position. It's no more trial and error for that nigga. He got to be in a position where he's for sure know he going to be a contender. I don't know if Bradley Beal and LaVine are going to do that for him. Bringing Bradley Beal is going to do something because Bradley Beal is long. He can play defense. He can score at will. We know how much of a bucket Bradley Beal is. So that's going to help, yeah. But they need a Damian Lillard needs to be in a situation with a solid team, a team that's ready to go to the playoffs. Giving Lillard one more score, giving Donovan Mitchell one more score is not going to put them over the top to win that championship. So I think they need to leave, to be honest. Because what are they going to do? What is Utah and Portland going to do? The most they're going to do is get one player to go alongside Donovan Mitchell, one player to go alongside Damian Lillard to get buckets. That's really all it's going to do. They're going to get buckets alongside him. They're going to be a first round, second round exit. They're going to be an okay team. Them two players need to be in situations that is for sure contender. And I only see that happening if they leave. So we're going to see what happens. Let me know what y'all think about that. But I think Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell need to get the fuck out of there. Because their team's not going to do anything but get one player that's going to make them a little better, but they're not going to win a championship. Damian Lillard, he's been in the league for how long? He's ready to compete for a championship. Donovan Mitchell, not so much. I won't say that much about Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, he's still young. He still got time. But at the same time, Utah have been doing the same shit for how many years now? He need a change too. So we're going to see what happens with that. Last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Well, no, two more things. But I'm going to make them quick. One, Rasheed Wallace in L.A. Now, I've seen it's been iffy. Some people saying that's good. Some people saying that's bad. Rasheed Wallace being in L.A. is fucking great, bro. Just like my nigga Kendrick Perkins said. Rasheed Wallace and Darvin Ham, two alpha dogs, two dudes that don't take no soft shit. They're going to bring Anthony Davis to his full potential. They're going to bring that real dog out of him. They're not going to take no soft shit, no, oh, my knee feel a little tweak, I'm going to sit out, guys. Nah, with Vogel, you can get away with that shit because he's soft. We'll let players walk over him. Darvin Ham, Rasheed Wallace, they going to go for that shit, bro. They're going to want AD to be that dog and AD to show that toughness, that resilience, be that big man that niggas don't want to see. They're going to bring that dog out of him. He's going to have no excuses, no time to act like a little girl wearing street clothes, nigga. So that's going to help the Lakers tremendously, Rasheed Wallace being there. He's going to bring the dog mentality. He's going to improve the defense because we already know what the Pistons was doing when he was there and Ben Wallace. He's going to improve their defense. They got people that they're going to respect and listen to and be forced to go hard and bring that dog out. So that's going to help. Next thing I wanted to talk to you guys. Last thing. NBA players doing media. Now, I think this is great. We see Draymond Green starting to do his podcast. He talks about the games after every game. Every day he's consistent with his talking. He's part of the media. We see CJ McCollum coming on First Take, an active NBA player, going on First Take talking about game. We see JJ Redick, a former player that just retired not too long ago, on First Take. NBA players, former players are starting to have a more bigger role when it comes to media. So I think that helps media tremendously because there's so many times when Stephen A. Smith or Shannon Skip, all of them get bashed because their opinion, people see their opinion as irrelevance because they never played basketball before. But now we got people in the NBA, we got former players, we got people to challenge their debates, people with real knowledge, people that actually was in those locker rooms, in those games, people that have actual experience to come at them. So we get to see if what the non-players say has some relevance. We get to see that clash between non-players and people that really put in work, went to school, got all the certifications, and know about the game a little bit. We get to see those arguments. And players like KD, Kyrie that get excoriated by the media and get nothing but dirt thrown in their name, the players that are doing the media are there to defend them. Are there to give the other side of the media that perspective on how players think. So I think it gives a good balance to how media is going to go. Because it's not just straight people that never played it before talking about it and giving their opinion. You got players now, players in the NBA there to give it that balance, give it that, what's that word I'm looking for? I guess give it that confirmation. Like, people never know if what they're hearing on YouTube, what they're hearing on SportsCenter is accurate because it's a bunch of people on there that never played before. There's just a bunch of guys in suits that's saying big words. So people don't know if it's legit. But if you got NBA players, you got people that actually played on there with them, it's going to give some relevance towards it. It's going to give a deeper perspective towards it. So I think that's really good. And a person like me that actually played the game, is working his way up to be one of those people that's in the media. So I just want to talk to you guys about a couple stuff. This video was way longer than I thought it would be, but it was a good one, I feel like. I love y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the view. Y'all gonna see this view one more time. Hey, remember I said this shit? It look nice now. I know y'all see the water in between the two sets of trees. Y'all see a lot of green and the water right in the middle. I'm telling y'all though, if the sun was out, nigga, this view is crazy. I love y'all. I'm out, man. Comment, like, we out.